Hello students, welcome back. So now this section is extremely important. We are now going to discuss the graphical methods of solving a LPP, that is a linear programming problem. There are two graphical methods, corner point method as well as the ISO profit, ISO cost method. So in this section our focus would be on corner point method, in which we shall first of all discuss the algorithm of a corner point method, and then we shall discuss various examples based on its application. So let's begin. Okay, so now we'll be discussing very important topic, that is the graphical methods of solving an LPP. So we have already discussed the mathematical formulation, then we have discussed various definitions and your important results also. Finally, we have arrived at the solution of a linear programming problem, and in that we'll be discussing the graphical methods. Basically, there are two graphical methods of solving linear programming problem, and these graphical methods can be used only in case of linear programming problems with two variables. If you have more than two variables, then these graphical methods cannot be used, and in those cases we use the simplex method, but here we shall be discussing only the graphical methods. Simplex method we won't be discussing. So there are two graphical methods for the solution of linear programming problems, and they are used only for problems containing two variables. The methods are, we have the corner point method and then we have the ISO profit, ISO cost method. Both the methods are quite interesting and we shall discuss the methods one by one. In this section our focus would be on corner point method. So first of all, corner point method is based on the extreme point theorem, fundamental extreme point theorem we had discussed, if you remember, and the following algorithm can be used to solve LPP in two variables by using the corner point method. So we shall first of all discuss the algorithm and then we shall be solving some examples based on this method. So the algorithm says, step 1 is formulate the given LPP in mathematical form if it is not given in mathematical form. If the LPP is given already in mathematical form, well and good. If not, then you will have to first of all formulate it in mathematical form. That is quite obvious. Then step 2 is convert all inequations into equations. Now just concentrate here, these these steps are extremely important, and if you are able to understand it, you will be able to solve your questions easily. Even if you don't get a clear picture from this algorithm, once we switch to examples, the picture would be quite clearer. So the step 2 says convert all inequations into equations and draw their graphs. To draw the graph of a linear equation, put y equal to 0 in it and obtain a point on x-axis. Similarly, by putting x equal to 0, obtain a point on y-axis. Finally, join these 2 points to obtain the graph of the equations. Then step 3 says determine the region represented by each inequation. To determine the region represented by an inequation, replace x and y both by 0. If the inequation reduces to a valid statement, then the region containing the origin is the region represented by the given inequation. Otherwise, region not containing the origin is the region represented by the given inequation. First of all, formulate it in mathematical form if it is not given in mathematical form already. Secondly, then you will have to draw the graphs of the inequations. To draw the graph, first of all, just convert all inequations into equations and then draw the graph. Again, for drawing the graph, put x equal to 0, you get a point on y-axis. Then by putting y equal to 0, you will get a point on x-axis, and just join these 2 points, that will give the graph of that particular line, that particular equation. Right? In this way you will be able to draw the graph of the inequations that we have converted into equations. Then to determine the region, what you are supposed to do is that in an inequation you just replace both x and y by zeros, and if it reduces to a valid statement, then the region containing the origin would be the required region, else the region not containing the origin would be the required region. So once I discuss the examples, I will explain it to you again. Next step is obtain the region in xy plane containing all points that simultaneously satisfy all constraints including non-negativity restrictions. The polygonal region so obtained is the feasible region and is known as the convex polygon of the set of all feasible solutions of the LPP. Step 5 says, determine the coordinates of the vertices, corner points of the convex polygon obtained in step 2. These vertices are known as the extreme points of the set of all feasible solutions of the LPP. Then we have obtain the values of the objective function at each of the vertices of the convex polygon. The point where the objective function attains its optimum, depending on whether the requirement of the question is maximum or minimum value, is the optimal solution of the given LPP. Let's discuss the examples and it will be much clearer. Solve the following LPP graphically. Maximize z equal to 5x plus 3y subject to 3x plus 5y is less than equal to 15, 5x plus 2y is less than equal to 10 and x and y are greater than equal to 0. So first step was to formulate it into mathematical form, but this LPP is already given in mathematical form, so we need not do that. We'll just try to draw the graphs, and for that what I'll do is just convert these inequations into equations. That means just put a equal to sign instead of inequality, right? So I have these two equations. Now to draw these two graphs, equation of these two graphs, what I'll do is what I'll do is I'll just put my x coordinate to be 0, right? Once I put x equal to 0, I get 5y is 15, that means y is 3. Similarly, I put y coordinate to be equal to 0 and that gives me 5, so I have these 2 points. Similarly, for this equation, x equal to 0 gives me 5 and then for y equal to 0, I have 2. Plot it on a graph. So for plotting it on a graph, what I do is, these are my x-axis and y-axis, right? And these graphs have to be accurate, right? Because you are supposed to get the point at which they intersect and various points, and until and unless you draw the graph accurately, you won't get the correct points. Now my first point is 0, 3 and 5, 0. I just draw here 5, 0. Let me assume this is 5, 0 and this is suppose 2, 0, right? And then I have 0, 3 and 0, 5. So suppose this is my 0, 3 and this is my 0, 5, right? Now just draw these 2 points, 0, 3. This is 0, 3 and 5, 0, and just connect these 2 points, join these 2 points. So I have this line, right? And similarly just join these 2 points. So I get this, right? So once you have drawn these 2 points, these are the equations. This is 0, 5 is for 0, 5, 2, 0 is for this. So you can write it down here also, the value, the equation also. This is my 3x plus 5y equal to 15. And similarly this equation is 5x plus 2y equal to 10, right? Now in order to determine the region, what you have to do is, first of all, just see that I'll replace in this equation, first equation I take 3x plus 5y is 15, right? Just replace your x and y by zeros. So I have 0 plus 0 is equal to, or this will be less than equal to, 0 plus 0 is less than equal to 15, that is 0 is less than equal to 15. This is a valid statement that 0 is less than 15. So for this line, that is this line, the region would be the region containing the origin, that is this side, right? And or I can shade it like this also, right? And for this equation again I put x and y as 0, so 0 plus 0 is less than equal to 10, that is 0 is less than equal to 10, again a valid statement, and therefore in this case the region would be again the area containing the origin, that is this, Why am I considering only the first coordinate? Because we are given that x and y are greater than equal to 0. So we will be taking only the first coordinate. So now you can see this is the region, therefore the common region would be this area. Common region would be this area, right? Now let's have a look at the exact graph. This is something what your exact graph is will look like. So this is the common region that we have obtained. Now once you have reached this region, common region, now what you have to do is we have already discussed, this is the corner point method, and we have already discussed fundamental extreme point theorem. So from that, now we will be considering the values at the corner points of this particular region. So the corner points are O, A2, let me name it as P, and this is my B1, right? Now what we'll do is we'll try to find out the coordinates of these corner points. We already know O, this is simply origin 0, 0. Then we have A2, we already know that's 2, 0. P will have to find out, and B1 also we already know. In order to find out P, what you can do is P is the point of intersection of these two lines. So just solve out these two lines. 5x plus 2y is 10 and 3x plus 5y is 15. Solve out these two for x and y and you get the coordinates as 20 by 19 and 45 by 19. If you want, I can also solve it out. I multiply this by 3 and I get it as 30, then I have 5 means 25y would come out to be 75. Just subtract these and we have minus 19y comes out to be minus 45. So y comes out to be 45 by 19. Similarly, you can find out x. Now we have obtained the points. Next step would be just we have to find out the maximum value. Yeah, the question was of maximization type. So now what I'll do is, now we'll just form a table. Table means just we'll try to find out the values of z at these points, corner points. So point, here we form the table. We have the point and here we'll have value of objective function z, and z was 5x plus 3y. So z is 5x plus 3y. Now my point is O, then my point is A2, that is 2, 0. Then I have P, that is 20 by 19 and 45 by 19, and then I have B1, that's 0, 3. So these are the points at which we are going to compute the value of z. This comes out to be 5x plus 3y is simply 0, 5x plus 3y 10, 5x plus 3y, this will come out to be 100 by 19 plus we will have 135, so 235 by 19, and then again 5x plus 3y, this will come out to be 9, right? So now the maximum occurs at P 20 by 19, 45 by 19. You can see the maximum value occurs at this particular point. Hence, x equal to 20 by 19, y equal to 45 by 19 is the optimal solution of the given LPP, and moreover the optimal value of z is 235 by 90. Right? So this is how you are going to solve your questions using the corner point method. We'll be discussing one more example based on it. Another example that we have is solve the following LPP by graphical method. Minimize z is 20x plus 10y and subject to x plus 2y is less than equal to 40, 3x plus y is greater than equal to 30, then we have 4x plus 3y is greater than equal to 60 and x and y are greater than equal to 0. Again, it is already in mathematical form, no need to convert it. Firstly, just put your inequality to be equal to equality. We just convert our inequations into equations. So just put an equal to sign. This time we have 3 equations, right? Now to solve, what we do is put your x to be equal to 0, we have 0, 20. Then put your y to be 0, I get 40. Similarly, x to be 0 gives me 30, y to be 0 gives me 10, right? X to be 0 gives me 20 and y 0 gives me 15. So these are the points that we get. We are going to draw the graph. Just join these 2 points. So I have 0, 20 and 40, 0. Suppose this is my 40, 0 and this is my 0, 20. So I'll be joining these 2 points. This is my y-axis, this is my x-axis and this is my origin. So just this is 40, 0 and this is 0, 20. So this is my line x plus 2y is equal to 40. Next we have is 0, 30 and 10, 0. 10, 0 is suppose this point and then we have 0, 30. So I am going to join these 2 points, right? This is 0, 10. Sorry, this is 0, 30 and this is 10, 0. 0, 30, 10, 0. That makes the second line, that is 3x plus y is 30. Then we have 4x plus 3y is 60, which is represented by 0, 20 and 15, 0. Again 0, 20 and 15, 0. So let me take this as 15, 0 and 0, 20. So we'll be drawing these. These lines are going to be straight. These must be accurate when you draw. So this is going to be my third line, right? So once you have drawn the lines, again the graph would look something like this. Now let me take the equations again. Till now we have just assume that we have just reached the lines, right? I am going to tell you how to get the shaded portion. The equations were x plus 2y is less than equal to 40 and then we had 4x plus 3y is greater than equal to 60 and then we had 3x plus y is greater than equal to 30. Now in order to know the shaded region, just put x and y to be 0. So we get 0 is less than equal to 40, 0 is greater than equal to 60, 0 is greater than equal to 30. This is a valid statement containing origin, not containing origin, not containing origin. Why? Because these are not valid statements. 0 is not less than 0 is not greater than 60 and 0 is not greater than 30. So in case of x plus 2y, you are going to get containing the origin. That means this would be the region. Then in case of 4x plus 3y, this line, this would be the region. And then in case of 3x plus y equal to 30, again this would be the region. So what about the common portion? You can see from these 3 colors that the common portion is this region. That is, the common portion is this region. This will come out to be your bounded area. So we have this region as the solution set. solution set, we'll have to find out the optimal solution, but this is the shaded region. So now that you have reached the shaded region, again you just have to consider the corner points, and we'll be finding out the values of z at each and every this corner point of this region, and then we'll be finding the optimum value of z. So the region is P, A3, A1 and Q. You know A3, you have the coordinates of A1, you have to find out the coordinates of Q and P. Q is the point of intersection of this line 3x plus y equal to 30 and this line x plus 2y equal to 40. So using that you can find out the coordinates of Q, and similarly using this, that it is a point of intersection of this line and this line, you can find out the coordinate of P. Now we will be finding out the values of Z, right? So at each and every point of this corner point of this region. So now we have point xy, and here we will have the value of objective function, that is z, and the value of z was 20x plus 10y. So we have 20x plus 10y. In this, now first point is A2, A3 15 0, then I have A1 40 0, then I have Q, that is 4 18, and then I have P, that is 6 12. Now just find out the value of Z at each and every point. So Z becomes 20 into 15 plus 10 into 0, that's simply 300. Then I have 20 into 40 plus 15 into 0, that's 800. Then I have 20 into 4 plus 10 into 18. This gives me 80 plus 180. That becomes 260. So then we have 20 into 6 plus 10 into 12. This gives me 120 plus 120, that is 240. Now the question was minimize z. So we have to find out the minimum value of z. You can see that out of these minimum value is obtained at P. So clearly z is minimum at P, that is 6 12. So the optimal solution is x equal to 6, y equal to 12, and optimal value of z is 240. So this was the corner method. I am quite sure, I am quite confident that you must have understood this. Extremely interesting method as well as simple. Just solve out a good number of questions based on it so that you can develop a good speed. You can draw the graphs very easily. You can find out the regions very easily. Well, I hope you must have understood the graphical methods, that is the corner point method. Just practice a very good number of questions based on this method in order to develop a very good speed. Now in the next section we will be discussing the second graphical method of solving a LPP, that is the iso-profit iso-cost method. So stay tuned.